I have what I term incredible Hulk moments, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. And I term these incredible Hulk moments because when I was a kid, one of my favorite shows, of course, was The Incredible Hulk, where Bill Bixby would get angry for some reason. Don't make me angry. You would not like me when I'm angry. And the next thing you know, he would transform into one of my favorite superheroes, the Incredible Hulk. I love that show. So I call them Incredible Hulk moments because they're moments of dissatisfaction. A good word is dissatisfaction, meaning that there's something in my life, or there's something in my business, something in my marketing, or maybe when I was coaching, maybe with my hockey team, something that has been frustrating me, has been bothering me for a while. And dissatisfaction is an accurate word. And it's embracing this feeling of dissatisfaction, the Incredible Hulk moment, where I hit a threshold where I embrace that feeling of frustration, of dissatisfaction, and I use it as fuel to make a positive change in my life or in my business. And I have found the power of dissatisfaction more powerful when it comes to goal setting, when it comes to building rules in your life, to making real change in your behavior. Dissatisfaction is more powerful fuel than something something positive. As an example, I want to make this change for these positive reasons. There's nothing more powerful for lasting change and immediate change, as far as I've experienced in business and in life, than these Incredible Hulk moments, I call them, where I just become fed up and I become tired and exhausted and no longer want to accept that level of performance or result from myself. In other words, I get fed up and I make a change. And it's anger, it's frustration, it's all these things. It's basically raising my standards, where I say, okay, enough is enough, enough messing around, and it's time to make a change. And I'll give you some badass millionaire real life examples where I've used these Incredible Hulk moments to power myself to become a better businessman, better husband, better father, better community leader, better coach, better entrepreneur. Throughout the years, I've always had the habit of putting on anywhere from 5 to 15 pounds of extra weight in the winter. And it's not that I'm not walking every single day, because I am walking every single day. I'm drinking a gallon of water every single day. What happens, and this is usually in the winter months when I'm coaching hockey, is I eat more carbohydrate foods than I do in the summer. I eat fewer salads, fresh vegetables, fresh foods, organic, and I eat more carbs. I eat more pasta, I eat more breads, more pizza, that kind of thing. And the result is, what goes in your mouth is 80%, right? It doesn't matter how hard you're training. What goes in your mouth is 70 to 80% of the battle. So I can easily pack on 5 to 10 to 15 pounds. And it makes me feel tired, and it makes me feel heavy when I look in the mirror. And when I'm coaching, when I coach, I usually wear, for games, I wear a 3-piece suit behind the bench. Suit and tie, 3-piece suit. And I can tell when I'm even 3, 4, 5 pounds heavier than my target weight. I'm not a heavy guy. I can feel but my clothes. I can feel it in my clothes, but I can especially feel it in my dress clothes, in my 3-piece suits, my suits that I wear for games, and also for my consulting if I'm speaking or something like that. And these lead to what I call the Incredible Hulk moments, where I just get angry at myself and I just make a change almost immediately. So what do? I stop buying those foods. I talk to Krista because she does the grocery shopping, and she's always on base, and she stops buying any of those foods that I'm addicted to, whether it be, chips or pretzels or pasta or breads or whatever, and she stops bringing them into our home. And she's a phenomenal cook. She makes me a protein shake every morning. I drink my gallon of water. I only have 1 cup of coffee each morning. I have a healthy lunch, but my dinner is my weakness if that stuff is in the house, especially in the winter months. So she stops buying that stuff. I continue on with my success ritual. I walk 4 miles a day. I drink water. I do my squats. I do my push-ups, and I eat clean. And I don't eat after 7 o'clock, and I eliminate or reduce the carbs in my diet. And the next thing you know, 15 pounds are gone. I'm back feeling great, and I'm no longer the Incredible Hulk. I'm no longer yours crotchety, and I feel great. And I've used my displeasure, my frustration with myself, I've used that as fuel instead of stress. So many businessmen don't know how to use their feelings and their emotions, especially negative things, as gasoline and fuel. There's nothing more powerful than a chip on your shoulder. There's nothing more powerful than your dark side used for good, where you say, somebody says you can't do something, or somebody told you as a kid you were dumb, or you wouldn't amount to anything, or a teacher told you something, or created a self-limiting belief. There's nothing better than using that as fuel and gasoline to power through life and to prove people wrong. I mean, revenge is an amazing motivator, especially when it's used in a positive fashion. I mean, great athletes use that all the time. Traded athletes or athletes that were cut by their team or whatever, if they use that fuel, if they use that dark energy the right way, that can add years and championships to an athlete's career. Same in business, same being a father, husband. It's all can be used as fuel. Another thing, it could be, a few years ago, when Emery was born, I was frustrated with the lack of time that Krista and I had for the first time in our relationship, adult time. I just, our meals were, Emery was a baby and an infant and a toddler. And then I just got upset with myself, and I had my Incredible Hulk moment, and I was just so displeased with the way I had things set up with my marriage. I wanted to spend more quality time with my wife, and what did I do? I used that frustration, and I used my displeasure, and I changed it and raised my standard, and we started having a Thursday night date night at a restaurant, usually 52 weeks a year, every Thursday, no exceptions. And it just changed our relationship after becoming parents, where no matter what happened, we had this 2 hours on a Thursday night where we could get dressed up, we could go to a restaurant, and we could just talk to each other about what's happening in our life as adults. And that was all within my control. And I used that frustration that I had, that incredible Hulk moment, to drive me to decision, to drive me to action. Instead of sitting there and whining like a baby, or, you know, blaming the outside, or blaming fatherhood, or blaming this, it was like, smarten up and figure it out and take action and fix it. And that's what Incredible Hulk moments for me have been about, is using frustration, saying, okay, let's figure this out. Let's use this emotion as fuel and not as something that tears things down or destroys good energy. And I mean, I've used it in all my things. When I was frustrated as a marketer, I was just, you know, displeased with my results with a funnel and stuff like that. You know, I've hired like really great coaches to make the marketing funnel profitable. I was just so upset and so angry and so frustrated that one day I just said, that's enough. I'm done toying around with this. I'm going to hire the best person that money can buy. And our funnel was fixed within something like 7 days. We were profitable. We could scale the business. And I mean, I had just been pig-headed for months and months and months. And then I hired somebody who saw things differently, and the rest was history. We scaled that business to millions and millions of dollars, all out of becoming frustrated, but using that energy to snap out of it and say, smarten up and let's do this. And I'm a big fan of that for driving change in behavior. I mean, you know, with the hockey team, my first 6 years coaching, I was so tired of finishing with regular season records and powerhouse teams. You know, this team is the greatest team in 94 years, and this team is the greatest team in 95 years. We were setting those levels of standards in the regular season, which means very little in my book. And I was getting sick and tired of losing in the finals and in the semifinals to the same perennial powerhouse. We just weren't good enough. We just weren't tough enough. We just weren't gritty enough. I didn't think, you know, myself, I wasn't doing a good enough job coaching. We didn't recruit the right type of player to get the job done to the finish line. Whatever it was, I took 100% accountability for it. And I had that incredible Hulk moment after our 6th season where I said, you know, I'm busting my ass for 12 months a year. I'm putting everything I have into this team, and we're coming up second place every year. And it was driving me crazy. It was making me sick to my stomach. I was having to start again every year, you know, with that silver medal. And, you know, silver to me tastes like dog shit. And I was absolutely furious at myself for not being able to crack this code. And I finally used that anger and that frustration to set a new standard with our team in terms of accountability, where I thought I was holding our guys accountable. I thought that we were good enough to get the job done. And then I used that incredible Hulk moment to say, you know what? I need to set the tone by personally increasing my standards, by improving myself as a coach, as a leader, as a general manager, as a scout, and just take this to the next level where nothing is good enough. If we're good, we can even be better. If we're great, we can even be better. Our goal is to be unstoppable, cleaner level. And we did that in 2019, and we won our first Barclay Cup in 24 years. And if we hadn't had that mentality where we raised our standards when it came to everything, there wasn't anything. Like the year before, we lost in the finals, and I blew it up. I blew the organization up in terms of how we coach, our practices, our video sessions, our nutrition, our training. I literally put everything under the microscope, and I asked the question, with everything to do with our team, is this good enough? And if it wasn't, we changed it and improved it. But it all came from that incredible Hulk moment where I literally was almost like, after that loss, that 6th time, I was just, you know, for about a month, I just literally was inconsolable, because losing I'm sick to my stomach. But this especially woke me up because I'm sitting there and, you know, it's a couple weeks after, and people are like, oh, you've got a great team there, and you brought so much glory and honor to the team, and you've got all the town, and you've got all this amazing attendance, and you lead the league in this, and you've set all kinds of records and stuff. And I'm like, that's fucking shit. That's horse shit to me. That's absolutely not what I'm about. I bought this team to do number one thing, and that's to raise the cup. I bought this franchise to do one thing, to put a Barclay Cup ring on my finger. I bought this team to watch my dad, who's 88, and my mom, who's 88, lift the Barclay Cup. My dad's in the Blue Wings Hall of Fame. I want to see him and my mom lift the Barclay Cup at center ice. So I wasn't into any of this second place is good enough. And that Incredible Hulk moment changed everything. I was a man on a mission. That became my personal mission in 2019. All I did was eat, sleep, and breathe the Barclay Cup. But most importantly, like Coach Nick Saban says in Alabama, I didn't talk about what I was going to do. I talked about how I was going to do it. And as a coach, every day we talk to our players about the process of getting a little bit better. We didn't talk about championship rings. We didn't talk about trophies. We didn't talk about parades like losing organizations do. We didn't talk about the scoreboard. We didn't talk about our opponent. We didn't talk about the teams that were favored. We didn't talk about other teams' records. We didn't talk about anything that we couldn't control. We just talked about how we were going to be a champion every day. Championship mental toughness, championship work ethic, championship effort, and championship execution. Be a champion every single day is what we talked about. And that all came from that Incredible Hulk moment where I just said, you know what? I literally can't take this anymore. I can't take being second. And that goes back to your personal pride. That goes back to your self-image, your self-esteem. But man, oh man, you got to look at that man in the mirror every day and you have to say, you know what? Is this acceptable? Is this acceptable, or can I do better? Can I be a better businessman? Can I be a better father? Am I showing up as a husband? Am I showing up in my community, or is this just all about me? Is this show just all about me? And then, you know, really looking at yourself, and if you have to, you know, getting pissed at yourself and saying, you know what? I'm better than this. I'm a lot better than this, and I'm going to make the necessary change. And like I said, it can be 15 pounds of weight. It can be your marketing. It can be the size of your business. It could be your net worth. It can be your relationship with your secret weapon, which is your wife. It can be your relationship with your adult children. What area in your life or your business are you losing that you need to be sick to your stomach? That you need to have that Incredible Hulk moment where, you know, you hold yourself up. You hold a mirror up to your life or your business, and you say to yourself, this is unacceptable. This is absolutely unacceptable. This is not who I am. I am not this person. And that can go into a lot of different behaviors, and using that as fuel and gasoline to make the necessary changes. You know, improving yourself, becoming the best version of yourself every day basically means killing off the old you every single day. Every year we should be a brand new person. Every damn year we should be a brand new person. You know how few people transform their life and their business and become a brand new person in 12 months? Oh my God, 99.9% of people hardly change at all. They don't grow, they grow older. Your job as a badass millionaire, the same as mine, is to literally kill that version of myself every single day, every single week, every single month, and then use that fuel and gasoline to make measurable change in your life. Whatever you want to call it, frustration, anger, displeasure, whatever. I like to call it pride, where I'm just like, you know what? I can do better than this. And I've been blessed with a lot of opportunities in this world, and I need to show up a lot better than I'm showing up in this particular area. And then using that Incredible Hulk moment to say, you know what? This is not good enough. I'm upset, but I'm going to change this. That's it for today. Michael McLean, badassmillionaire.com. Two words, guys. Two words that changed my life, and two words that can certainly change your life. Until tomorrow, be relentless.